Why God's Way Will Always Trump the World's Way by Carol McLeod. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise for the Jews from another place, and you and your father's house will perish. And who knows whether you have not attained royalty for such a time as this? Esther chapter 4, verse 14. The greatest book ever written on the principles of leadership is, of course, the Bible. The Bible is a textbook on truly sacred leadership, and it may challenge you. However, I have learned over the course of my life that I don't have a better idea than God. The world's way has never been God's way, and we must prayerfully and soberly study the leaders in Scripture that were used by God, the King of the ages. The Bible recounts the historical accounts of both amazing leaders and awful leaders. One of the leaders whom I have tried to model my leadership skills after is Esther, a Jewish girl in a secular environment. Esther was an orphan who had been raised by her uncle, and because of her rare beauty, was chosen to be part of a contest choosing the next queen of Persia. Esther, as you likely know, won this contest and would serve as queen for the rest of her life. The amazing aspect of Esther's leadership style is that she continued to listen to those in authority over her, even after she had been proclaimed the most stunning beauty in the land. Although she had been given the royal scepter, she never became arrogant, pretentious, or haughty, but continued to take the advice of her uncle, a common man. Even when we have been granted a position of leadership, we must remember that God has placed us there by His power. We must never assume the persona of a know-it-all, but must listen to the advice of others. Leaders who follow the biblical example of Esther know the value of surrounding themselves with others who live with a pervasive wisdom. The most compelling leaders willingly submit to authority figures who will guide them and offer prudent counsel. Esther had a teachable spirit and adhered to the advice of her uncle time after time. I believe that one of the virtues that makes a man or a woman most usable by God is a teachable and humble spirit. As a leader, you must have wise people who will speak into your life at the most difficult moments you encounter. You must listen to them and cultivate a teachable spirit in response to their experience and discernment. My friend, you are not called to be a good leader according to the world's definition of leadership. You are not permitted to promote yourself, lord it over others, or pontificate your opinions. You are called to be like Esther, a humble and submissive leader to those that God placed in her life. Who is the most admirable leader you know? Why? Perhaps you should tell them of your respect and esteem for them. Have you ever been mistreated by a leader? How did that impact your life? Have you forgiven this person? Make a list of 3 to 5 character traits that you believe a leader must exhibit.